Abracadabra, I made magic with my algebra. Had to solve for X, my life was stuck on straight negative. Process made me savage, ego blew it like the Challenger. Now my numbers different, they can't factor in my caliber. Abracadabra, watch me balance out the scavengers. Turn my pain to data, every failure now a parameter. Graph it on the gutter, you gon' see I changed the narrative. Now my numbers different, they can't factor in my caliber. I was counted out, misplaced like a parenthesis. Teachers did the math, said my future was an emptiness. Labeled me a problem they ain't really wanna deal with. Till I learned to flip the sign on everything I feel with. Carry out my trauma like I'm adding up the damages. Every single scar, another notch inside the averages. I remember nights I had to budget out my sanity. Racing out my hope, do equations with my vanity. X was where my father should've been inside the formula. Why I felt abandoned, why my soul was feeling coroner. Z's I never got, insomnia was in the numerator. Dreams up in the margin, I was scribbling as a future hater. Street became a textbook, a corner like a graph line. Wheelchair in the projects, plot a route so I don't flatline. Pressure was a constant, pain was always independent. But I learned if God's imaginary, my will is still transcendent. Took my limitations, turned them into new coordinates. Mapped a different angle, now I'm orbit in the horse list. I ain't here by accident, I'm proof behind the calculus. You can measure hard with their devices, they inadequate. Abracadabra, I made magic with my algebra. Had to solve for X, my life was stuck on straight negative. Process made me savage, ego blew it like the Challenger. Now my numbers different, they can't factor in my caliber. Abracadabra, watch me balance out the scavengers. Turn my pain to data, every failure now a parameter. Graph it on the gutter, you gon' see I changed the narrative. Now my numbers different, they can't factor in my caliber. First stick in the dirt, that was man inventing numbers. Marking every harvest, every war, every summer. Soon as we recorded it, the future was inevitable. More just wrote the law, but the pattern was already credible. Silicone and copper, just extensions of our memory. Circuit boards and spell books, every chip a little treasury. We was writing code when we was painting on the cave wall. Now the algorithm studying the horizon when we cave fall. I've been peeped the art, how the cycles get repetitive. How they manufacture worth and divide it by a relative. System do the math and lead the hood with no remainder. Then arrest the common fraction, call the whole equation danger. But I rewrote the function, changed the ceiling on my limit. Turned my wheelchair to a rocket, found a runway in my spirit. If the boss becomes self-aware, they gon' quote me like a theorem. Say a rebel in a fishbowl still can't help but outswam 'em. I've been talking primes with the prophets in the project. Seen infinity inside a teardrop and a mosh pit. Every time I almost died, I expanded like a power set. Now I'm too complex for any matrix they devour yet. They gon' run statistics, say my odds was inconceivable. Yet I'm here alive and breathing, proof the math ain't undefeatable. You feel discarded, you a variable, they scared up. Cause once you solve a you break the spell they had prepared, love. Abracadabra, I made magic with my algebra. Had to solve for X, my life was stuck on straight negative. Process made me savage, ego blew it like the Challenger. Now my numbers different, they can factor in my caliber. Abracadabra, watch me balance out the scavengers. Turn my pain to data, every failure now a parameter. Graph it on the gutter, you gon' see I changed the narrative. Now my numbers different, they can factor in my caliber. Look, I've been the remainder that they always try to round off. Paralyzing body, but my mind done broke the sound off. Every dot they handed me, I logged it like a data set. Fed it to the engine in my chest and let it calibrate. Trauma was an axiom, I learned to pull my word from it. Even when they ghost me, I can vanish, I'm the earth coming. Origin at zero, but my vector got direction now. Magnitude of will so high the reaper gotta stretch it out. I done seen equations where the genius die in poverty. Why the ones who plagiarize, I'm living out of mockery. So I ain't chasing checks, I'm chasing resonance and legacy. I'd rather be a theorem than a trend inside the treachery. If you listen close, you read the numbers in my eye. Taking like a metronome and never knock a dime. Every bomb flows a you, but gotta start your own pay. Pay to the bone.